Romshinators, thank you so much for joining me once again here on Romshii Radio. We are truly in an incredible time because we have new websites forming. New websites that aren't a part of YouTube, Google, Amazon, Netflix. New creative websites that are forming every day by human souls who just want to get their voice out there, who just want people to know they exist and they have something to say. I have found the most incredible website I have ever seen in my entire life. Romshinators, let's get it started here. This website is called Mystery Lores. What is it? MysteryLores.com. So, lores of mystery, mysterious lores, mysterious tales. Perhaps there's tales of beyond our human system, beyond our physical world, tales of spirituality, of cryptids, of Jesus Christ himself. All of this can be found here on MysteryLores.com. So we're going to look at the first article that I stumbled across here. This one is Body Subliminals and Resistance Training Transform Results. Users rave about progress. Okay, this is by Marco Silva on November 3rd. That's today. But it says 4:08 p.m. and right now as I'm recording it, it's 3 o'clock p.m. So maybe there's some sort of a mix-up there. I don't know. And we can see here a beautiful picture of a very, very in-shape man. And if you look at that, the training bar is actually passing through his hand and the weight is just hanging at his side. So I can only assume that this picture was taken mid-accident. You know, his hand was punctured. The weight is falling. He is seconds away from certain death, but he is maintaining his composure. Yes, that's what we are being led to believe, Romshinators, but I know you are smarter than that because you're a Romshinator, and I have trained you, I have molded you, I have turned you into a media-savvy Romshinator, and you know that this picture is, of course, artificial intelligence is what it is. It's an artificial intelligence picture. This whole website seems to be completely generated artificially. It's an entire slop farm, a paranormal slop farm. Let's just read this. A notable community of people, none listed. No notable community is listed. So a notable community of people is rallying behind the practices of body subliminals combined with resistance training, sharing impressive results over the past 3 years. Many express enthusiasm and curiosity, raising a discussion on how these methods are reshaping fitness journeys. What do you think the chances are they tell us what body subliminals are? I don't know what they are. I'm not going to look it up. I think what they mean is that you're going to say to yourself over and over again in your head that you're exercising. You know, you're going to wake up and listen to a tape that says like, I'm super jacked. I'm super jacked and tan. I'm super jacked and tan. And you're going to listen to this while you're working out, and then you're going to, you're going to lift the weight. You're going to lift the weight and make a lot of noise, and it's going to help you because you're subliminally going to be working out in your sleep. I don't know. You guys can tell me if you know what this means. In a recent post, community members shared their experiences using body subliminals. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, with many celebrating significant physical changes. One user remarked, "Insane W results. I can definitely see that Dorito shape. This references the achievement of a distinctive physique and demonstrates the impact on physical appearance that is being discussed widely." I really don't understand what prompt you'd have to put in or why this entire website is just complete AI slop. Every single thing I've seen, this whole article, it does not tell you what body subliminals are. I don't get it. There's no ads on this website. There's no ads. They're not running ads. I don't understand the point. This next one is incredible. Can a deceased figure swim on land? An unusual debate sparks interest, and it's a picture of Jesus Christ floating, walking on the water. Swimming on land, if you will.
Bam!
Jesus Christ swimming on land. It's so funny. In an unexpected turn of events, a recent discussion Where's the discussion? There's no message boards here. Where is it happening? There's nothing listed. It's just completely fabricated. It's not even just fabricated. It's fabricated to the point if they didn't even make anything up. What do you call that? What do you call it when something is completely made up, but at the same time they haven't really made anything up? I guess the joke is swimming in the air. Jesus Christ, he can walk on water. Can he swim in the air? It's completely absurd. The conversation highlights contrasting opinions and reflects a blend of humor and skepticism. And you can see here these ChatGPT key themes explored. Where is it? And before you know it, you're on to the next fucking article. There's nothing here. What would be the worst time to travel? An analysis of historical low points. What would be the worst time to travel? But I think they mean time travel. Yeah, they do. They do mean time travel. So the title is, what would be the worst time to travel? And then it says, time travel might be a fascinating concept for many, but some commentators... See, I don't even know. I've used ChatGPT. I've used all the AIs. I've even used secret government AIs that you guys aren't allowed to use. I've used them all. And I do not understand how you can get such a shittily written article here. Okay? And we're going to dive deep. Here. A recent discussion highlights a few standout years that could be disastrous for any time traveler. The dreadful years. 1340 to 1360 stands out as particularly bad time, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess this is kind of cool. If you were going to time travel and you didn't know, this actually could be a worthwhile article. And maybe if you were that far in the future where you were time traveling, coming back in time and watching, or reading this rather, you might actually get a nice, cool, nostalgic feeling about looking at these old AI pictures. You can even see on the bottom of this AI picture, there's a fake thing on the bottom. You can't read it at all. It's a fake credit. You know, it's like provided by this, but it's just to trick your mind. It actually doesn't say anything down there. Now, this one is truly my favorite. This is Mall World. Strange comments spark intrigue. And I'm pretty sure they took this picture. This is the only non-AI picture here. This is actually a picture from my local mall. Psych. It's not. It looks horrible. You know, I don't know much about making high-quality AI pictures, but I think I would look into it a little bit if I was going to make an entire site based completely on AI. You know what I mean? I think I would look into it a little bit here. In an unusual online discussion, people are sharing eerily relatable experiences with a set of images from what appears to be an empty mall. The conversation ignited on November 2nd, 2025. That was yesterday. The conversation ignited. I don't like that it just made a click, but I like using this like... The content behind the context behind the buzz. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready for the context behind the buzz? The online chatter around the images outlines how certain visuals resonate deeply with viewers. Wow, what an incredible statement from an incredible journalist. Particularly 4 comments stood out as they described feelings of familiarity and eeriness linked to the spaces depicted. So I assume this is kind of a shout out to liminal spaces or something like that, but it's not quite, the AI quite isn't even understanding that, what the liminal space thing is. It's just kind of dancing around it. So this actually is providing us with comments. It's not telling us where these comments were left, who left them, anything like that, but here we go. Key comment highlights, relatable dreams. One nameless commenter noted, the second and third photos accurately reflect my dreams. I always find weird rooms, holes, and stairwells. So the second and third photos, we've been provided with one photo. Just so you know, we've been provided with one, so, you know, triggering landscapes. Another person remarked, the fifth the fifth picture triggered me. I can count how many times I've walked into a landscape like that. You know, if I had friends who talked to me like this, I would run away. I would run away into the woods and I would never turn back, and I'd get Lyme disease and I'd die in a shitty fort like that guy. No, he died on a bus. They entered the world into the wild. I would do what he did if my friend said that to me. If he said, I can count how many times I've walked into a landscape like that. What the fuck? Unsettling features. One comment detailed a fear, stating, "I hate those holes in the ground in slide 4. They're always filled with gross water and sometimes make weird sounds." What? At the mall? At the mall? What? What do you mean? Where is your mall? What country are you in? What kind of mall has a hole that makes weird sounds with water? Water mall. I wonder if we go to watermall.com if we'll learn more about this unsettling feature. These remarks suggest that the visuals evoke not just memories, but also visceral reactions, stirring discussions about the possible connections between dreams and the spaces that people frequently navigate in waking life. Yeah, you'd think that they have something to do with each other, wouldn't you? The stuff that we see in everyday life, yeah. I don't get it. And then here we have these shitty ChatGPT lists, sentiment analysis, eerie recognition, fear and discomfort. 80% of comments highlight just, you get the point here. And they always have these things at the end. What lies ahead for the mall discussion? Well, I want to hear more about the holes filled with smelly water that make weird sounds at the mall from that commenter. That's what I want to hear about. That's what I want to hear about. So if you're watching this from mysterylores.com, that's what I want to hear about. The current fascination with the mall images shows no signs of fading. There's a strong chance that as more people share their personal experience, we may see an uptick in similar discussions across various forums. Yeah, various forums. I'd like to hear at least one of these forums from you, Mystery Lore. One of these forums. I've seen references to 5 or 6 pictures, one with stinky water holes, and I've seen no evidence of these forums, these various forums. Oh my God. And it ends with this. A whisper from history's shadows. Consider the 18th century fascination with the concept of the sublime, where artists aim to evoke emotions ranging from awe to discomfort through vast and claustrophobic landscapes, much like today's mall images. Let's look at that picture again. Let's look at the picture. Is this a vast landscape? Look, it says life at the top. AKAI Balak. I don't know. I don't think these are real words. And I certainly don't see the stinky whispering water hole. Okay? The historical lens parallels the current discussion, revealing how communal unease can transform into artistic expressions and cultural commentary. It's fine. We don't need to read anymore. I'm fixated on the water hole thing. That's all I can say. I'm absolutely transfixed on that. And that might be the only thing on this website so far that has truly baffled me. So now we're looking at the authors page. Every single article on this site is credited to an author with a real name. So on this page, you can see short descriptions of what the authors are, who they are, whether they like. And if you click on their name, it actually brings you to another page, but there's no picture of the author. And if there's one thing you know about authors and journalists, they want to get their face out there. They love having their little face at the bottom of the article. They love showing off their nice little haircuts and their little cultured glasses and their little button-up shirts, and they want everybody to know how cute and thoughtful they are. So you're not tricking me into thinking that these are written by real people. If they are, I want you to tell me more about the water holes and show me those mall pictures. And I want you to show me where these various forums are, where these discussions are happening, and why this article was released 1 hour into the future from the current time. Okay? But one thing that is freaking me out, though, so you can see this first one here, Maria Chen. Maria Chen is an acclaimed writer and paranormal enthusiast, blah, blah, blah. This second one, Mark Reynolds, it says, Mark Reynolds is a renowned paranormal investigator and writer. And you know what? I actually looked up his name, and I did find a guy who was on like some paranormal podcast called Mark Reynolds. So I don't know whether they've like stolen his name to put on this AI Slop Farm, paranormal Slop Farm website, or whether he's involved in some way. Probably not. Again, I don't actually see the point of all this. They're not running ads. There's no point in this website existing. I don't understand what's happening here, okay? But Mark Reynolds, if you're out there, reach out to me. Let me know. You're probably not going to see this because this video is suppressed, as all my videos are, because the truth is not popular in this day and age. You know, it's I wish I had better views. And you know what's even crazier? Encounter with a mysterious entity. Astral projection incident raises questions. Hold on. I gotta plug in my computer. It's running low on batteries. I hope you have the attention span for this. I hope you're not switching off the video. That would really make me upset. That would really mess with the algorithm if you did that. Oh, there we go. We're rocking. Our power's on, baby. Hey. Okay. Encounter with a mysterious entity. Astral projection incident raises questions. You know what? I've astral projected many times, especially when I was a young kid and I had more time on my hands. I would be astral projecting every day. And then I injured my astral cable in an astral game of baseball. I was going to go on the big times, the astral big times, but it wasn't in the cards for me, man. So I started ambient radio as a 35-year-old man. So this one's called Glowing Man. You can see this very sexy astral man. I'd fuck him. And it just says Glowing Man over the top. This time there's no fake crediting at the bottom. A startling incident in the astral realm has a person questioning their experiences and abilities after a confrontation with a mysterious individual described as having glowing white skin and hair. This event, I'm just in my mind, I'm thinking of Mr. Burns, you know, when he's glowing. That's what I look like when I ascend my astral body. This event, which occurred during an out-of-body experience, has ignited a discussion where are the discussions happening that this website is constantly referring to? It has ignited a discussion about astral conduct and self-awareness. That's interesting. Details of the astral experience. The individual who started practicing the gateway tapes. I don't know what that is. I should look that up. I should know what these things are. I'm not going to look it up. I might look it up later. If you know what the gateway tapes are, please comment down below, and I would appreciate it. A few months prior, reported having regular out-of-body experiences. This latest incident took a dramatic turn when they found themselves in a street filled with what they believed were astral bodies, engaging in sexual acts with a stranger. The scenario escalated when a man in his 40s admonished them, stating they needed to wake up. That's because it's time for work. He was just saying, hey, you've had your fun. It's time to get up and be a good little wage slave. You know, you've had enough fun in the astral realm. It's time to go make your boss some money. You know what I mean? He told me that I need to wake up. They recounted expression to confusion and fear triggered by the encounter. The confrontation escalated quickly, culminating in the man chanting in Latin. That's creepy. Creating a sense of urgency. Although the individual managed to return to their physical body, the peculiar event left them unable to astral project since then. Well, that's what happened to me. I injured my astral cord. I did it with a game of astral baseball. Maybe you did it at this astral orgy, you know, and I think that the injury to the astral cable is not often spoken about. In fact, I think I might be the only person to be talking about it here online. But it certainly has set me back because I used to float around town. I used to spy on people. I'd go to restaurants. I'd kind of do a little health inspection of my own. And then I'd report those restaurants to the authorities because they couldn't see me floating around looking at all the cockroaches and the spilled food and seeing the, you know, and I would just report them and it was terrible. You know, was it really necessary I had to do that? I don't know. Community reactions, best part. Feedback from forums has varied. See what forums? We have no idea. Here are 3 major themes that emerged. Consent in ethical astral interactions. Many commented on the ethics of astral sex, emphasizing that as long as it is consensual, it's nobody's business. One participant stated, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with sex as long as it's consensual. Yes, of course. And astral sex is all the same. I mean, back in my day, you called it anal, but I guess astral is, you know, the new word. I'm old, and I'm trying to get with the times. Entity interference. Several community members speculated that the man could be an entity acting as a guardian or representation of personal guilt. Yeah, that could also be true. A comment stressed, he's blocking you from the astral focus on banishing him. What? He's blocking you from the astral period. Focus on banishing him from your space. Okay. You just need to focus on that. If you're the person who this happened to, you need to focus on that. Psychological reflection. Some argue that the man might symbolize feelings of shame within the individual. That they already covered that. So this is what I mean. It's total AI slop. But at the same time, it's spooky and a little bit interesting. You know, I want to know about the stinky water hole in the mall. I want to know about astral sex, but this just can't be written by real people, okay? And now here we go. So that was mysterylores.com. If you go to mysterylore.com, it's literally just appears to be another AI slop website. And you know what? I'm not going to dive into that too much, okay? I feel like maybe I could do that for another video. I've read enough AI slop right now. I don't need to read anymore. I feel like I'm playing into this myself. The fact that I'm sitting here reading AI slop to you and commenting on it, I am kind of pushing this card forward. I am ruining the world in my own way, Romshinators. But if you've watched this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, I'd like you to comment down below. I don't like stinky water holes in my mall. Thank you so much, Romshinators. I appreciate it. Mysterylores.com. Let's look into it. Let's figure it out. Let's figure this thing out. Thank you for watching. Good night. See you later. Peace and blessings. Yes. Yes.